Welcome to the Cultural Frequency, where media meets the people and where the conversation goes beyond the headlines. I'm your host, Derek Ball, and whether you're tuning in from your morning commute, your kitchen table, or your campaign field office, we're glad you're here. At a time when trust in institutions is low and division seems high, we're cutting through the noise to bring you real conversations with the leaders, thinkers, entrepreneurs, and candidates shaping our future. This isn't about spin, it's about substance. It's about getting to the why behind the policies and the who behind the names on your ballot. Each week, we'll sit down with a guest who's running for office, leading change, or challenging the status quo. We'll talk vision, values, and the everyday issues that matter most to you. Real estate, healthcare, education, jobs, climate, and democracy itself. This is your space to listen, learn, and maybe even be inspired to engage. Because high-level conversations don't just happen in Washington or City Hall. They happen next door, and they're personal. And those conversations belong to all of us. So let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to the Cultural Frequency. Our first episode is dealing with sister masterminds in real estate. We actually gave it a subtitle called From Clippers to Closings. I have with me Charlene Johnson from Keller Williams Professionals. Welcome to the Cultural Frequency, Charlene.
Well, thank you, Mr. Derek. Sorry.
That's okay.
Old classmate from barber school.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me out today.
No problem. The main thing let's just start off with share your journey. You know, like I said, we met in barber school around 2007, 2008, what have it, and you taking on different career paths, but let the people know about your journey to real estate.
Well, as we mentioned, I started with you back in 2007. I actually started this journey when I was 19 as a barber. And I left from the barbering and jumped back into corporate. And then I said, you know what? All of these conversations I'm having with clients, from doctors, I cut doctors' hair, lawyers' hair. And their main goal was financial stability in real estate. And, back then I wasn't thinking about buying a house. I'm thinking having the coolest apartment was the thing to do. But, as the years went by, I'm studying here and I want to invest in real estate. So eventually I went and got my license and said I'm gonna try this new journey and see, because I'm hearing conversations all the time about real estate. So why not be able to help the community? Besides cutting their hair and making them look good, I can help them find their dream home.
Sounds good. So I'm a realtor as well. And what are some of the common misconceptions that people have prior to getting into real estate? For example, for me, I don't think I respected it as much as I should have coming in.
Right.
Some people seem to think when you come in, you're just gonna sell a house right off the break.
Well,
And it doesn't work that way. So what are some of the common misconceptions that we have with regard to entering in the real estate arena?
Well, as a homeowner myself, going through the process and, basically following the instructions that your realtor provides you on buying a home. And one thing I've learned with getting in real estate, because I started working with Keller Williams before I became a realtor. I was actually an executive coordinator where I actually worked closely with the team lead. And what I've noticed that when I was on the opposite side, the misconcept. So some individuals would come in thinking like, I work for Keller Williams. No, the Keller Williams is just a brand. You got to brand yourself. You got to go out and market yourself. Don't follow these reality TV shows, because you will be misled, because they're not showing you what's happening behind the scene. And behind the scene, they're not showing you the getting up every day, driving for hours, eating in your car because you be so, busy. Sometimes you don't have time to sit down and have a decent dinner or breakfast because you always on the go. And looking at the lavish lifestyle, you don't know what people went through to get to where they are. And that's one misconception. The thing you need to understand is you have to market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't treat this, excuse me, you can't treat this like a 9 to 5 because no one is standing over you telling you how to run your business.
Yep, the
You
discipline.
gotta be, yes,
The
you
discipline.
have to come up with a strategy, come up with a plan, and work the business.
So like for me, time blocking is a big deal, because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to manage your time wisely. So I go through, I have a spreadsheet that blocks out my time each day. Now, lately, because of the different changes, the pivots in my life,
Right.
I haven't been exercising it as much. But I think that's one of the big things that folks have to learn is how to time block.
Right.
But give us an example of a typical day for you.
So a typical day for me, so start on Sundays. What I started doing for the last 6 months, I have a planner. And some people don't like to do the old-fashioned way, but I do. I write everything down, what I plan to do, the week ahead or the next 2 weeks, so I can know whenever I have appointments. I know how to set it around those times. So from the beginning, my first thing, I'm on a 6:30 call in the morning with other realtors. Basically, we're a motivation call.
Okay.
And this is called the pivot shift call. And so I get on there with thousands of realtors, and we're sitting there, feeding off each other ideas. I start my admin about 8 o'clock because that only lasts for about an hour.
Okay.
And then from there, I just go with the flow. My motivation, I have my moment with God, and then I get to work. And basically, it's lead generating, calling and following up with people I may have spoken to before, and just going from there.
Now, one thing that's important, I believe, is
Sorry.
okay. One thing that I believe is important is accountability. Have you had a chance to get an accountability partner as far as helping you go through your progression as becoming a better realtor? Like, for example, my brother, he's my accountability partner. As far as we work out every day together for the
Okay.
last 2 years.
Okay.
6:15 in the morning.
Well, y'all are coming.
We're at 6:15. We at the gym.
Right.
But the thing is that I don't want to let him down. He
Right.
don't want to let me down. He comes from Katy to come up to Atascocita.
Wow. That's a
Commitment.
Right.
So I'm saying accountability, and so I feel like I owe it that much. I can't let him down, so I got to be there. Anybody can easily call off, whatever. But have you had a chance to align yourself with, whether it be a mentor or just another solid person to hold you accountable, or are you just pretty much doing it on your own?
Well, I have accountability partners from when I first started in real estate. I still have people that I can call, for that little prep talk or motivation. Or I have individuals that I work with on a weekly basis. Hey, what we doing this week? Especially when you have that extra time to go out and network. So I do have accountability to other realtors that I speak with on a daily. Basically, it could be help because with real estate, everything changes all the time. So that's another thing people understand. Real estate, every transaction is different.
I agree.
So you have to have someone to keep you grounded. And coaching is good. If you find the right coach that gives you what you need to help grow your business, that's a good thing too, is to always have a coach and accountability partner. And that accountability partner, it's like you said, you get up and go out and work with your brother. That's something you have planned. That's something this is something we're going to do. So yes, it's the same with real estate. I have someone calling, hey, Charlene, you on the pivot call this morning? Yes, or we follow up and talk about what happened, how it can help us, and what information we got from the call to implement in our business. So,
And speaking of the changing elements, the fluctuations of real estate, how important do you think continuing education is as far as going to training? Do you think that's important? Do you do it yourself?
Okay. It's very important because with the real estate, nothing stays the same. Rules changes, especially since the new rules back in last year in August when everything changed up with the contracts.
Yeah.
Me, I go to contract classes all the time, just to stay up to date and be able to be able to communicate with my clients to help them understand about the contracts. Stand up to date with changes with the finances for helping individuals, programs that we go to help be able to be a better service to our clients, because that's the goal, is to educate and help people out here get into their dream homes.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Your first deal, how was your first deal? Because every deal is different, as we already know. But how was your first deal? What's been your worst experience, and what's been your best experience?
My first deal was working with a family member. I mean, I love the fact, because I feel like I want to be the family member that everybody, say, Charlene helped me get my first home. I mean, it was a fun experience, and it was also a challenging experience, because you have to separate business from, hey cousin. But that's the challenge I had, was separating you looking at me as cousin and looking at me as like I'm your business partner, to make sure you get this deal done and make sure you understand what you're signing, because I don't want to be responsible for you signing something that you're not clear about, and you sign your life away and don't know. And that's where the educating individuals about the real estate process is important, because you want a realtor that's going to be able to hold your hand from the beginning to the end of the journey. It can be challenging, but if you get with a good realtor who's knowledgeable, an expert, and guiding you through the process, it will help the transaction go through a lot smoother.
Okay, so was your first deal your worst experience, or do you have another story? It was a learning experience, but did you have a terrible deal somewhere along the line? After that, you just to the point where you say, man, I might not even do this anymore.
Well, yeah, I'm working on one now. I'm learning that, everyone's concept of real estate is different. Some homeowners think because they're homeowners, they're the top expert. And I love working with sellers, but sometimes seller had a misconception of, hey, my house is worth everything. But when you break it down to them, it's like getting over that hurdle to make them understand, I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to help you close and get to the next place you're trying to go, and and a perfect timing. But otherwise, I mean, sometimes I quit every day. Real estate, I'm gonna be honest, I quit. But after taking a deep breath and thinking about it, I'll be like, you know what? The next one not gonna be like this. All transaction is not gonna be the same. It's just how you handle it and how you maneuver through it. And this business is teaching me patience. And
you gotta have a lot of it.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of patience, and you gotta understand a lot of people don't know, and that's what we're here for, to educate them so that they will understand the concept and not being misled, or you just want to make sure you communicate from the beginning to the end of the journey.
And then going back to the continuing education part, I'm a firm believer in, if you don't have anything going on, be in a class.
Right.
Constantly, I mean, it doesn't have to be, because like yourself, I've done several contract classes just to keep that refreshing going. Because if you're not, I treat it like the gym. It's like reps, how many reps you're getting. If you're getting a lot of reps, then it becomes like this. But let's just say you hit that patch where you may not be getting as many deals along the way, but you got to still stay on top of all the trends that are going on, whether it be the contracts, whether it be addendum, marketing, what have you. I've gone to, new construction. I go to pretty much everything.
Right.
That I feel like is going to be a benefit to me. You just likewise?
So what I have done since I've been in real estate is I went and got certified in a lot of things like new construction,
yeah.
how to sell new construction. I'm a buyer's accredited representative.
Okay.
So I work with, a lot of buyers. Education is very important, and that's the thing with a lot of realtors. When they come into business, they feel like once they get the license, we done.
Nah.
The school is just basically helping you on how to pass the test and get through the hurdles.
But and stay out of trouble.
Yeah, and stay out of trouble.
That's what real estate school is basically keeps you out of trouble.
Right. But once you leave the education, you still have to educate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I like about Keller Williams is the continuous training. So it's every week there's a new training, but it's up to you if you apply yourself and to keep up to date with what's going on out here. But you can't complain about I'm not making it. Go educate yourself. They have title companies offering trainings. They have inspection lenders. Get friends with lenders to help you understand. That's the thing is networking and connecting.
Yep.
And because we're all out here to make money, but we all also out here to educate. We don't want them to think, oh, she's just about the money. No, I want you to be. I'm going to be your realtor for life. Meaning any questions you have, I want to be that person that you could call. Hey, how do we file our homestead taxes? Or what do I need to do if I want to refinance? I want to be educated enough so I can answer those type of questions.
And the thing is, even if you can be educated on a lot of things, but even if you don't know something, being able to tell a person, I'll get that answer for you.
Right.
You'll keep your credibility as opposed to shooting from the hip.
Right.
And then they find out, because some
One
of these
thing
people,
you don't do, if you don't know the answer, don't guess.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Don't shoot from the hip.
call
You
them
shoot
back
from the
and
hip.
say, I'll get back
Your
with
credibility
the
will go
answer.
down the toilet.
Right. If you're not for sure about something, wait until you for sure you got the right answer, because you don't want to give the wrong information, and then that's liable on your situation.
So let's talk about like new realtors. What are some common mistakes that new realtors make?
Competing,
Okay.
competition, thinking that you can't make this like a 9 to 5. When you used to working for someone, you had a time you had to clock in, you had a time you had to clock out, right? With real estate, you are the boss. So that means you have to come in with a game plan. They have, most of these brokers have coaches available for you. But if you're not using that resource, then how do you expect to, flourish in the business? So I want to say for new realtors, getting in the business, understanding the plan, coming up with a strategy, plan, like you say, time block. Time block is very important. I'm still working on that. Procrastination, marketing. I have a major in business management and marketing. And one thing they teach us in those classes, when you're presenting on PowerPoint presentations, you have to keep up with the trend. So like right now, everybody is using AI and, to better, how can I say, look more formative, formal and professional. So there are a lot of things here that's available for new realtors. They just have to apply the pressure and get out here and get busy and work.
One thing I will add to that, common mistakes I see having to be, you get your first commission check and folks go right out and spend it on a new whip. And I'm like, man, you made, let's just say you made $9,000 off that.
Right.
Not knowing people's financial situation, let's just say you were able to put that $9,000 towards your business account and not have to split it between your personal stuff and your business stuff.
Right.
But going out and just buying these cars right off the break, instead of building up, putting back into the business, getting your signs. A lot of times people wait until they get an actual transaction going and then they go buy their signs, and it's like this big rush game. All these things have to take place because you got to be ready at all times. You got to be ready when it's time to list that house.
Right.
You say, oh man, I gotta get some signs now. all the whole time that you're looking for listings and you link up with these people and they decide to let you list their house, now you just stick the sign in the yard and go on about your business. That's one of the things I've seen constantly is it's like the lack of preparation and also lack of follow up.
Right.
You know, following up with people.
Right.
You know, I had to turn my whole persona around in terms of smiling in people's faces and all that. I wasn't used to all that. Yeah, you know,
Right.
I wasn't around there smiling
right
at
now
every.
myself.
But the thing is, that's your business.
Right.
You want it to work.
Right.
So you got to say, I got to come outside my box, my comfort zone, in order for this to work. You know, the other thing with regard to what I've seen in newer realtors as far as just we have my buddy and I have this slogan, you know, it's community over competition.
Right.
You know, don't chase the paper, chase the vision.
Right.
So let's all we can all work together. Now, granted, this particular buddy is a lender, not a realtor. So, I mean, I'm not helping, messing him up in any kind of way.
Right.
But the thing is that I use that terminology a lot just for everything because we gotta work together.
Right.
And finally, going to, you know how you go to realtor functions? Do you go to realtor networking things?
Like, yes, I go to like HAR, the monthly.
Okay.
I'm trying to start attending more, but I like going to the HAR breakfast.
Okay.
And they show you new things that they're implementing to help grow your business, and then you meeting other vendors there, like title companies,
Yeah.
lenders, giving you information that can help grow your business. And I wanted to touch on one thing is about the realtors when they get into business. You gotta put yourself out there.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm considered not to be funny, but I'm considered the open house queen in
Okay.
my office because what I did when I first got there, I said, you know what, I'm finna start doing open houses. I want to put myself out there. I want everybody to know Charlene Johnson is a realtor. So what I started doing is following other people who do open houses.
Yeah.
And I took different nuggets from them and I created my own to attract people to come to my open houses.
Good idea.
And one thing I've learned about realtors, when, you know, can I come shadow you? It's like they want to make money, but they don't know the concept of how to make the money. They just want to get there and think, okay, we're going to get somebody on contract. That's not always happening. The goal is to get in front of people. And the way you set up your open houses, let sellers and buyers know what the kind of person they're working with. So when you come into my open house, it may look like you're going through a tour.
Yeah.
Because I'm having signs up like, okay, this is 2,000 square footage. This home was just updated, new roof. You know, those are things as they walking through the property, it's giving them an idea that they don't have to come back and say, what's the roof? How old is this? They see it as they walking through.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I try to tell realtors, bring your camera, bring a book, get on the phone, lead generate. That's the best time, especially if you don't have anybody coming in there. Just communicate.
And then film live and shoot it out while you're at the open house.
While you at the open house.
You'll be surprised the couple hits you may get as far as folks coming through.
Right.
But that open house, I definitely think is important because I used to do open houses for other people.
Right.
You know, because you just never know. You may snag that person and say, hey, man, you know, because I never come right out and say, do you have a realtor?
No.
I'll say, how did you find out about this open house? That's all we just riding through, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then somehow or another, it'll get to that. But I don't just rush them like a used car salesman and say,
Right.
you got a realtor?
Right.
Nah.
When they come in,
it's organic. Let it flow.
Let it be organic. Because when they come in, I let them introduce myself, give them a little short story about the home. If you have any questions after the tour,
That's what I was going to say.
I'm here for you.
I was going to say the same thing. Let them walk around.
Let them walk. That's just like when you in a store shopping. You don't want nobody following you around the store.
Hawking you.
So you let them be free. You know, let them be free and do. If they got questions, they gonna stop and ask you or call your name.
And I have the description on the table with everything, but then sometimes they'll have it in their hand,
Right.
and still will ask you stuff that's on the sheet. But it's important to review your
Listening.
your stuff before you
Right.
go, because you don't want to be like, I got to check on that, I got to check on this. You want to, and this brings me to another point. I'm gonna ask you this question now. This might put you on the spot.
Okay.
I come up to you, you introduce yourself, you say I'm a realtor, whatever.
Right.
Where do you specialize?
As
I'm saying, where's your area of concentration?
my area of concentration is first finding out what your needs are, and like, are you?
I mean area as far as like, I'll lead you toward it. So, a lot of times people say, I do real estate everywhere.
Right?
Do you say that?
No,
Why not?
because I done kind of got used to this north. I'm from the south side.
Okay.
I went to Jack Yates High School.
Okay.
I'm from Third Ward,
Yellowstone. Okay.
That's where I grew up at. So now I'm in the Spring area, and I'm seeing things like, God, they got this over here, and they got this, amenities and things like that. To the point now, I want to be the go-to person in Montgomery County, Conroe, New Caney. I done sold homes in New Caney, Splendora, Conroe. I do a lot of business out here in Spring. I love the Magnolia area. So that's the areas that recently I have kind of set my niche to, working and targeting those areas, because those areas are the most areas now where people are leaving the city and they moving on the outskirts. So I want to be the outskirts realtor that you can contact, because I'm out here working, talking to builders, selling homes from resale to new construction. So I'm loving this area to the point where this is where I'm going to be.
And see, the reason why I ask you that, because I hear people say that, I do real estate everywhere in Houston. And I'm like, that's not really true.
Right.
I said, because there's a certain level of geographic competency that you got to have.
Right.
Like this area, north side, northeast, I know like the back of my hand. Because
we can connect them.
I've lived up here 19 years.
Oh, you serious?
When I first moved to Houston, I've been living where I live for 19 years. So I know this. I've had an open house next to my house. So imagine that. They come in, I can tell them how this area has developed, what was here when I got here, what has been now, what the tax rate is, so forth and so on. I didn't have to look at anything.
Right.
Now, I get a client or a prospect, say, in Roche Sharon. I've been to Roche Sharon, but I don't know Roche Sharon like that.
Right.
So my first inclination is community over competition.
Right.
Hey, April,
Right.
I got something right down in Roche Sharon. I'm gonna send them to you. All I'm gonna do is get the referral fee.
Right.
So I'm still gonna get something off of it, but number one, the drive to Roche Sharon, having to go back and forth to that, it's just like, hey, share the wealth. It's enough for everybody to eat. But I don't know Roche Sharon like that.
Right.
I don't know Manville like that.
Right.
I've been down there for basketball, football games,
And they're
whatever.
building a lot of
Shadow
new-
Creek, all that new stuff. But I have people in that area who concentrate in that area. Now, if they up here,
Right.
I'm your man.
Now, what I can say about that, it depends. Because I done had to go to do open houses way in Pearland. And everything has changed in that area, because that's right up the road from where I grew up at. And I explain to people, like, this area was nothing but trees and bushes back in the day. But
Up here too.
Right. Just like over here. But sometimes, depending on the situation, I'll take that drive. Because then it also gives me an opportunity to see what's going on out there. Because I know a lot of people in that area. So yeah, in some cases I do take the drive and go out that way, but it has to be well worth my time.
And you have to gauge that.
Right.
Because some things, like for certain people, my little group that I deal with, when they ask me, I do it.
Right.
And actually it has worked out for me, a couple times. I just do it on the strength because we've had that group, that cadre, that camaraderie for so long.
Right.
I don't mind doing it for them.
Right.
But by and large, I'd rather just, I don't limit myself at all, but it's just a matter of just knowing where my expertise lies, and it lies up north Northeast, even some of the Northwest.
Right.
You know, but up here, yeah, like I said, Northeast and North Side,
I like it out here.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, you have people from your area. You know, I know getting here, there used to be this North-South thing, what have you,
Right.
but I'm too old for that now.
Man, me too. I used to think that too, like, oh, the north side against the south side,
Yeah.
but I want to help my community. I
Yeah.
don't care what side you on. If you about your business and you want to learn and you want to get on this path and this journey, that's what I'm here for.
And I think that's another thing that has to be taken in consideration as well, is you're here to help the person, help the family.
Right.
You know, if you get into it just to chase the commission checks, it's not gonna work out for you.
No.
But if they see a genuine concern, a genuine compassion, a genuine effort to help them, you know, because you come across some challenges, man, especially when you're dealing with folks dealing with the airship stuff.
Right.
And you got to maneuver through that, through the fighting of relatives.
Right.
You know, and because you got to look at it this way. This is one of the biggest transactions they'll make in their life. It's already some anxiety with it, but your job is to make sure that you bring it down to a level where they feel somewhat comfortable.
Right.
They might not ever totally be comfortable, but they'll be comfortable to a point where they say they trust you.
Right.
You exercising your fiduciary responsibility, and they trust you.
Right.
That's what you want. Because
Right.
the next thing you want to do is, hey man, let them know. Let these folks know. So let me ask you this: what are some of your some of the marketing tools that you use?
For one, social media. I'm all over. That's how you found me, right?
Yeah.
And well, we still kept in contact.
Yeah, but I
Just-
found I think I first found you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, yeah. I'm all over social media. I created my own YouTube page. I'm trying to grow that. But my thing is, I implement it in my daily schedule. First thing in the morning, post something. Afternoon, post something. In the evening, post something, because remember, mornings, everybody up, looking to see before they get started, what's going on. In the afternoon, quick lunch break, somebody looking at something. In the evening, when they relaxing, they online looking at something. So some people be thinking like, oh, social media is not for me, but I don't want to be a secret agent.
That's key words right there.
Right.
Don't because these are the words you never want to hear.
Right.
I didn't know you did real estate. You're a secret agent.
I'm a secret agent.
Do you have two different? You have a personal page and a business
I
page.
have a personal page for my Facebook and a business page. I have created a new construction page site on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Because I want to reach out to everybody, because I don't want nobody to say, I didn't know you was a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I'm even in their inboxes. Hey, you know if anybody's looking, you know.
Yeah.
So I use social media, I network. I go out and visit new construction properties, door knock.
Let me ask you, how's new construction been working for you? You know, because I've seen the pros and the cons of it. Like when folks have been able to link up with that builder, particularly a smaller builder.
Right.
When these bigger builders, then but the smaller builders, I've seen people have success with them. But I'll give you a story. Hook up with KB Homes one time. And I'm like, how's this benefiting me if I'm having this open house for new construction over here, but the people come through the office, you're not directing them here, you're taking them around
I
yourself.
thought it was just me.
I'm
I
like,
did it. You had to do the certification to do the.
Yeah.
I thought that was just me. Like, you got people coming and it's an open house. Why you not? But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's their little system, how they operate when they ask outside realtors to host open
that didn't
houses.
work.
But
But has it worked for you?
I don't
Has it
wanna
worked for you?
down talk KB on, because I'm still cool with.
I'm not down talking.
No, we're not down.
I'm
It's just
just
their
saying that they
system.
were just that just didn't work out for me.
Right.
But what has it been successful for you in doing new construction?
I mean, I got a couple of deals. D.R. Horton.
They pretty cool.
Place out in Conroe, Stylecraft. I've been working very closely, meeting builders with Kay Honovan, weekly homes. I mean, I didn't try to build. I have tried to build relationships with them, so I would be able to better educate my clients when they do go there. So that's why I got the CE credit for the selling new construction, because I want to help the seller. I mean, my buyers understand how the concept works. Because remember, the seller works for the builder, and I work for you to make sure you understand what the salesperson is offering you, versus you just going in there and not knowing what to say or what to do.
Okay. Last thing I want to ask you, new agent, current agent, what would you say, how would you advise them or guide them in terms of securing a profitable deal?
Securing a profit. Basically, in order for you to do that, it's the education. You got to know that contract from back to front, or not, you're going to have to hire you a transaction coordinator. But what if that transaction coordinator missed something? You're not going to know because you never took the time out to understand the contract from top to bottom. You have to educate yourself. I don't care how, all of these people you see out here that's big top producers, they started from somewhere.
Oh, no doubt.
So, in education, it was one. Sitting in those classes, don't drown yourself with too much education, because the goal is you got to go out and try to network. But educating yourself once or twice a week, sitting in some classes, it's going to pay off on the long run. But just thinking you're going to just get out there, who going to help you if you get a deal and you get stuck? I mean, now sometimes we still, as even experienced realtors, have to call someone and, hey, I'm not understanding this, but you can't just go in these deals blind without knowing what could possibly happen.
True.
And having that accountability partner, work with a brokerage that is strong on training and mentoring. So you want to make sure you mentor with someone that's, top producers or been in the business a while. Go hang out with them, have conversation, find out what they're doing, or, everybody do real estate different. That's what I had to learn. Everybody do open houses different. You have to find a niche that works for you.
Yeah.
So my niche is everybody gonna see some purple. If you see my open house, you're going to see the directional signs with the high heel on it, showing you how to get to my open house. When you see my post, it's going to have some kind of purple in it. But that's my niche, so people can remember me.
Yeah, purple's a color of power, too, so.
See, you said it. You laughing at me?
No, I'm just saying, everything was cool.
Okay.
So, Charlene, we want to thank you for coming on the Cultural Frequency today. If anybody's trying to get a hold of you, what are your social media platforms? How can they get a hold of you?
Well, I'm Charlene Johnson with Charlie Girl Realty Team at Keller Williams Professionals. You can find me on Facebook under Charlene or Charlie Girl the Realtor. On TikTok, I'm Charlie Girl the Realtor 47. And on Instagram, I'm Charlie Girl 40. So, talk to you soon. So did you build relationships with this builder? Because I've been trying to find this community.
Yeah, man, we cool.
Okay.
And the thing is, I attempted. See, I'm glad your nerves allowed you to do this, because as far as, because I got one, she said, I ain't ready for the podcast yet. What are we gonna be talking about?
The thing about me, I like to talk. That's why people, wherever I go.
And I met her through here. I met her through her.
Oh. Talking about
the one the one that was supposed to come today. I had to take her boyfriend to the emergency room. That was solid, and she talks too.
Okay.
I met her through them coming through my old brokerage with photography stuff. They have this thing called Snap House, and they do real estate shoots and all that. Okay. But she's also a top. She used to be with Braden Real Estate.
I heard of them.
Now she's got her own thing going, so she's real tight. But the other one I met through here. She through Remax, Universal, what have you. Cool folks, but just like I'm like.
I'm out here trying to, this is my thing.
Ready? No, go ahead. Wait.
No, this is my thing with this real estate. I know closed mouth don't get fed.
Yep, that's with most things.
When I tell you I have stacks of business cards, and I be with other realtors, and we be like at events and things like that. I'm like, I know I use the blink on my phone, but I'm always putting them cards.
I keep both.
Yeah.
Because some people not up on technology, so I
Right.
have that card, but most of the time I use the digital card.
Yep.
Do you have you didn't get a TC yet? Transaction coordinator?
Yes, I have a couple of them.
If you, I'm telling you, that was the best thing in my life.
But for some like the little small deals, but I need to just give them over and keep going.
Man,
That's the thing.
Your job is to go get the deal, let them let them sort out that madness.
Right.
And when I have, man, Tasha was, because it's not a matter of, you got to know your stuff. You still got to know your contract.
Right.
But as far as the thoroughness of everything, making sure everything is complete and compliant. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in to the Cultural Frequency. Our next episode will be July 1st. We'll be interviewing Amanda Edwards, who is a candidate for the 18th congressional seat here in Texas. Thanks again for joining us. We'll holler at you later.